This morning we're going to be talking about the political happenings of the week. And to join me in that discussion is a gentleman who has been missing here for some time, but is back, Pan-African Forum Chairman, Dr. David Matsanga. Karibu sana. Glad to have you.
Yeah, good morning, viewers, wherever you are across Africa. And good morning, CAS TV listeners in Kenya and in East Africa and the whole Africa. Thank you.
Glad to hear you. We have not seen you since the BBI train, went off the tracks. Where have you been, Dr.
Which BBI went off the tracks? If you don't do BBI, the tracks will have to come back. You have no way, no alternative. You need a unit of purpose. And don't start me on that level because I'm going to be hot.
Sorry?
On this, I will be very hot now. When you say the BBI went off track.
They say the train was stopped. The train ran out of gas.
No. If you Kenyans don't do redemption strategy, the healing process, accountability, healing is most important. You can talk about presidential elections. Nobody is stopping you. But first, heal first. The statements that the leaders are spewing now, around, throwing around the country, can incite very many people. Don't call names. Look at the way you go and say, Uhuru sold the party. Tuju and Mradhe sold the party. Uhuru sold the party to Tendawili or Tandawati, to Endamoja. My friend, that language is not very good in this country now. So you need BBI. BBI did not go off the rail. Thank you.
Well, Dr. even as we get this sticker for political happenings of the week, there are those who would say that, that there are people like you who sound as if you are naysayers, warmongers, people who don't believe that Kenyans can,
You are calling me a warmonger.
What would you say to that?
I am not a warmonger. I have never called anybody to go to war. Have I called anyone to go to war?
No. But I'm saying there are those who would say that. There are those who are already saying that, that those who say that, that we are in precarious times are just beating drums of war and people are not going to go there.
Then why are the bishops?
Do you think they're underplaying it, or is there something to really worry about here?
Let me ask you, me and the bishop who speaks to God daily. Me and the bishops who speaks to God daily. The bishops speak to God almost every minute. And if the bishops in Kenya can come out and say there is something which is not correct, then are they also warmongers? Are they also warmongers? Why are they seeking dialogue? If you think there is people who are worried, and I want to tell you, us who are worried for a real reason. Because we have been there. I have been there in 2007. I was there. I was in this country. I was working for Sky News. I saw what happened. I saw it started the way it started, my friend. And therefore, don't say there's warmongering or what. No. We are not warmongering. We are simply telling you there could be a war. Not a war, there could be a crisis. Because the way people are speaking at the moment is not very good at all. Let me put on the lap. It looks like it is my earphone, which is not on. That's why you're not hearing me properly. Are you hearing me properly now?
I'm kind of faintly hearing you, but they're working on that. But I'm just saying, it looks like right now, the 2022 elections, the referendum, as far as matters BBI is concerned, is effectively out of the way. So it looks like we are going to go to this election the way we are. And currently we are seeing people, formations are beginning to form themselves. People are talking about, this region and that region and how we are going to sit and how these other people are are going to see. It sounds like very much the same political rhetoric we have been having over the years, over and over and over again. Do you feel like, given the circumstances and the fact that, that this BBI did not work, and we still have the constitution, and we have done elections before with the same constitution in 2017 and 2013 with this particular constitution, do you really think that, it would be impossible for us to have a peaceful election?
First of all, I am not a prophet of doom. Whichever way the election will be conducted in Kenya, let it have peace. I'm a man of peace. I negotiate peace. I brought peace in northern Uganda. You were there. You are one of the journalists who came to see northern Uganda peaceful. It is me, this mouth here, this man, single-handedly, together with President Museveni and Riek and others, we managed to pull peace in northern Uganda. Therefore, I like peace. I am not going to wish you any chaos after your elections. But I want to make it clear that it would have been better if you conducted these elections when you are united, that the loser does not create chaos. There are two people now who have been one of the focal points of after elections and during elections. Two of them are going to be on a ballot. And I want you as a Kenyan seated in that studio, commanding the whole studio right now, William Ruto and Raila Odinga, both of them have been on both ends. I want you to answer me the question. I don't want to interview you, but I want our listeners to answer this question. Who will say the elections were free and fair? Who? Who will say the elections were free and fair? The two of them.
Regardless of who's winning, you mean, yeah?
Who is going to say, okay, I've lost, I'm going home? You think Ruto will lose and go home? You come from him, you're a neighbor of Mr. Ruto from Tarubo. So that let people know you don't deny like a Peter,
Well, we hope so. I think the problem usually, like we always talk with you, the problem is in the process. If the process can be seen to be free and fair, people may not have a problem. But if they see that maybe the process does not look so clear,
That is why I'm telling you, my brother, let's prepare the process properly. Let's prepare it. Let's prepare. Election is not one-day process. Election needs, Kurigila told you, 24 months. Don't change the Electoral Commission. You have just appointed commissioners who are not even 1 month old in office. They are now looking what to do, where to do, what to do, which contract to bring. Haphazard. Previously, I have been on this platform calling for Mr. Chebukati to go away. But now I want to take this opportunity today. Look at me and I say, okay, Mr. Chebukati is all right, and stay. And don't ask me why, but yes, I bumped into him and he said...
Yeah, they say a wise man changes his mind.
No, he convinced me that there is nothing wrong he has done. We bumped into each other. I don't want to tell a lie. We met in Mombasa, bumped into each other, and we had a very rough discussion. Not in a room, not very public.
And he has released a timeline of the things that he expects to do even before the election. Though of course, all eyes are going to be on the process.
Yes, but those are the issues I raised with
all eyes, we are going to be there. Even us, we are like...
Yes, I raised those issues with the chairperson, and he assured me. And that's why I'm giving you this room today. Have you ever heard me say anything good about Chebukati? Today I'm saying I'm quiet because he convinced me that these elections will be there, free and fair. But I asked him whether there is timetable for people to campaign, because apparently now in Kenya, everybody is campaigning. Everybody is campaigning, my brother. And there is you are lucky that Mr. Kagwe, Mutahi Kagwe, has managed the pandemic, and the government and the President Uhuru Kenyatta has managed the pandemic so well. Otherwise, we would be in very big chaos. Look at the crowds that His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto captures when he's moving. People come without masks. They run out of their houses. Oh, Ruto is on the door. He's on the road talking. You know, look at the crowds that Raila and Musalia and others are collecting. These crowds can cause trouble for this country. The disease is spreading everywhere. So I asked the chairman whether there is a day when he can come and say elections campaign have not started. Is there a law? He said he was going to look into that law to make sure that he stops elections campaigning right now until the declaration of campaigns.
Oh, you know, that is so difficult. Already, in fact, there was something else I was going to ask. Already there's been that debate about politics and churches. And yesterday we saw politicians in churches. Now, they would like to say that they are not doing politics in churches. But you know, the moment a politician is in church and he's saying hi to the people, the dynamics sort of change.
To say hi,
we cannot even get to agree on that. If you look at the nation today, you've got the ACK bishop saying, Anglican Church, no politics. You've got the Methodist bishop saying, you know, here in Methodist, tutakubali mambo ya siasa. If we cannot even agree on that.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
You remember the story of Zacchaeus?
Zacchaeus, the one who climbed the tree.
Did Zacchaeus increase the height after seeing Jesus? Did the height of Zacchaeus increase? Why did he climb the tree to see Jesus? Because he was very short. He could not be seen in the crowd. So he climbed on the tree. But after Jesus seeing Zacchaeus, what did he tell him?
He told him, go and sell kila kitu ya ufisadi. And then come and follow me.
And return everything.
Yes.
So you are allowing thieves to come.
Told him return everything 3 times, not just.
Yes. Aha. Telling me this. Let's go slowly. I will teach you divinity because that was my subject. I passed with a distinction too. Divinity in 1974. That's when I did my O levels. So let's be very honest with you. When Jesus moves towards the temple of God in Jerusalem, what did he do? He went on a donkey, a new life. He swept out thieves, condos, the thieves we see here now, who carry money to the church, who trade in my father's house. Do you remember the whip he used? You saw the whip, Jesus whipping people.
Yeah, but you know, the pastors will say that they need their churches to be built.
Now wait, the pastors.
And the people who can build them are the politicians.
You are not giving me time, my brother.
Yes.
Let me deliver a blow to you. The pastors get money in the evening to organize these church services. Everywhere the deputy president has gone, he has paid money in advance. Yes. If he says he has not paid, then he's not a Christian. Let him agree. He has paid some money in advance for church leaders to organize. The money he has paid, I don't want to allege. I don't want to, I am not the DCI. I don't know where he gets it. It looks like he has the chicken produced very nicely every day. If you have chicken like that, I'm told in Tarubo, you are no wonder you are very healthy like that. Because you eat chicken. You eat chicken
do with those chickens, I can guarantee you. I have no chicken myself.
So the chicken in a terrible cost the highest price. So he has the money to give out to churches. But the churches themselves, you remember Emperor Nero? Emperor Nero used to condemn Christians until the mother told Emperor Nero, please, these Christians have come with something that you don't see. But when you pray, you are at a peace. The emperor accepted them. Like Ruto has accepted, people in the churches have accepted Ruto. But you could be breeding a man who could turn on you. And I'm not saying Ruto is Emperor Nero, but he could be Nero. I'm predicting as a political scientist, he could be Nero in the future. Because he will demand his vote. He has given you 2.5. He will demand the vote. If you don't give the vote, does it sound to you that it is only in Mount Kenya that His Excellency, the Deputy President, has concentrated his focus on?
He's not the only one there. Oka are also there.
Yes. Is it Mount Kenya that Mudavadi, who should actually be a priest? I wish Mudavadi was a priest. Me, I have never been convinced that Mudavadi can win an election in Kenya, even if you give him South Sahara Desert.
There. In fact, if you look at the newspapers today, they seem to talk about that. You know, there is the old elders are vowing to sell Raila in Mount Kenya. There is another one here about, you know, the Mount Kenya factor and what happens.
The elders are selling Raila. They are not selling Raila in the churches. They are not paying church leaders. They are not paying priests. They are not paying priests stolen money.
But all these things cost money. Even when you go for a meeting.
Yeah, they cost money, but those are public social life.
They cost money. Life. People will not just sit down
there is nothing wrong with calling elders of rural community and the Kikuyu to meet under a tree in Nyeri. It costs money. But there is something wrong to call them in a church and pay the church with money which you know very well you have not got it in the right place. Yes.
But there was a lot of silence.
Here's accountability.
There was a lot of silence because in the last 2 weeks when you were not here, one of the things that came up was that issue of campaign finances and, you know, their IBC trying to put a ceiling on how much you could use, you know?
While I was not here, I'd gone to look for Harun Ayadin.
Yes, but I'm saying while you were aware, there was that issue of campaign financing. And that issue of campaign financing, no one wants to address it, both sides of the aisle, in terms of, okay, there should be, you know, good democracies would have a ceiling so that we can reduce on issues of bribery, and people can be more articulate.
Yeah,
I'm campaigning, I've gotten my money from my business, X business, X business, X business. Maybe the people who are supporting me have given me X donation, and this is how much we are spending. Unfortunately, none of the political class wants to subscribe to such an ideology because they don't want to be accountable. And it's not just now one person, it's everybody.
Yes, but that is why you needed the BBI. BBI would have solved this problem. And as some of you went to celebrate, it is only you whom I did not see celebrating. But inside the heart, you were celebrating.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
I stay out of politics on social media completely.
BBI would have solved all these problems.
How so? How so now? In terms of campaign finance?
By bringing the ceiling, how much money you use, united. You know, even if BBI was going to solve one big problem, have you asked yourself why the post of presidency is do or die? Why presidency? Why Ruto saying I must be the president, but not a leader of opposition? Why is Raila saying I must be a president? Why is Mudavadi? Why is Kalonzo? Why? Because everybody's focused on the presidency. But BBI was going to spread that if you are not the president, you can be a leader of opposition, recognized. and you have a full office like a Uhuru Kenyatta's office current, with the PA, with the vehicles, with money to run that office. You are an alternative government to the current government. That is what BBI was going to bring for you people in Kenya. Those who lose in an election by few votes, they say 1 million votes or 500,000 votes. He will say, okay, I'll wait for next year. Like a Ghana, like a South Africa, like a Malawi, like a Tanzania, like some other places in Africa. It would create the leader of opposition. A man in the government, he knows he will be in the parliament answering like in Britain. But the problem that you people in Kenya have done, you have read too much constitutionalism and saturated yourselves. And I'm sorry to say that most of the lawyers here are saturated with too much constitutionalism of America. You have brought American Constitution into a Westminster Abbey foundation system. The
But
British foundation system is Westminster, but you have now mixed the two. You have confused the people. Look, I want to ask you one question. Do you know the Chief Justice of Britain? What's his name?
No, I don't know.
Do you know that there's a Chief Justice in Britain?
No, I wouldn't know that.
And there is a Chief Justice, definitely. But the Chief Justice in Britain does not address press conference. Your Chief Justice here is always on TV, blah, 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 blah.
But I think that was an issue of judiciary and...
No, wait, I am now telling you where the problem is.
I think when the issue is coming up, you can say something.
The issue is bad. My brother, listen to me. The issue is bad. You have mixed two constitutions. American Constitution, where Americans parade their judges. Yet Kenya has not reached a point of parading judges. There are people who could be annoyed with the judges. When they finish their sentence, they can come for you. If Kagame can hate you, what about a judge who sentences you? Are you with me? Why are you not talking?
I'm just asking myself in my mind a few questions while you are talking, and wondering,
yes.
You know, given what you are saying, I'm wondering, isn't it an inherently African thing? Because from time immemorial, African leaders were not anti-democrats, that where they would be, you know, there'd be a king, and then there would be another guy who is like the king. Usually we were the guys who, there was one king and there was nobody else. Everybody else was squashed, and every opposition to that king was squashed. So in terms of our culture, I do not think in the cultural setting, we were not brought up to have another pillar of power in opposition to a king. So maybe that is why people are not very, you know, are not jumping up and down about the leader of opposition, because it might look like it might be another balance to the presidency. You remember even in 2017, there was the issue of nusu mkate, and even the president himself at that point said, kuna nusu mkate. No one is getting, you know, half a loaf of bread. So maybe, culturally speaking, that is where our mindset is from.
That's why I'm telling you, my brother, I'm telling you that it has turned into, if BBI came, BBI would solve this problem.
Yeah, and that was not necessarily a good thing.
There would be no focus. There would be no focus on the presidency only. They will be spread. The loser will say, okay, I will become a leader of opposition in the parliament and work within the government and oppose the government. He will not be able to tell his supporters that break the shops. But at this rate here,
but how do we deal? You're a Pan-Africanist. How do we deal with the fear of creating another center of power? Because it's a big fear in the African setting, that if you do that,
it is
you
not
know the other guy is so high.
Lev, political science. In political science, you are taught democracy evolves. There's evolution. Democracy does not come out today. It will come out 10, 20 years.
It's not static.
In 20 years, in 20 years, people in Kenya will be looking at each other. Okay, election. People in 20 years, people might not mind about elections in Kenya, like in South Africa. In South Africa, you vote, you go to work the following morning, you hear the results. ANC has won. DA has got so many seats. No fights. It has moved. It has evolved.
Yeah.
Because they took...
It doesn't affect your plan for the day. It doesn't affect your lunch.
Yes, maturity. But in Kenya, because of ethnicity, the tribal enclaves, each person, for example now, His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, the young man that some of us stood for and will stand for, we stood for in The Hague. He has known that his tribe will vote for him. Raila also now knows his tribe will vote for him. You see, when we have those two opposing people going in tribes instead of going in a nation, let's know that a nation will vote for me. Let me know a Somali will vote for me. I'm not from Somalia, but Somali, I will sell my ideology to the Somalis in the northeastern. They will vote for me. That is the type of politics we should be using. When you see people running to Mount Kenya and calling themselves irreducible minimum, we want irreducible. If you don't give us this, that type of politics is very dangerous. When you see the deputy president all the time, every weekend, he's about to build a temporary home in Kiambu, in order to embarrass the president. He's always there in Kiambu. Umesikia? He has now even quoted the Kiambu woman rape. They are all the time the president is, vicinity, demolishing, belittling, besmirching the name of the president. Okay? Until we have those things, barriers away. Mudavadi is not now concentrating in Luyaland. He's concentrating, he's running around because he knows my tribe will vote for me. So that type of politics, my dear brother, is not the politics that can bring a country an election result accepted by a loser. And more so, the two men, Ruto and Raila, are men who are motor machines. I don't know whether you understand English very well.
I do. I do.
Motor machines. You have read English to a master's degree. So
you used that even in 2017. You described as a motor machine. People who are, very vigorous in their campaigns, up and down.
Vigorous, and none of them accept.
They don't run out of steam easily.
No, you Kenyans look at this. None of them accepts defeat easily. Are you seeing that danger?
Yes.
You saw how Ruto jumped. You saw how Ruto jumped on a table to finish Kivitra at KICC. Can I play the clip? I wish you had the clip to play. Now, you also know Raila went as far as swearing in ceremony. You see how all of them have got different ideas. Now,
I think what you're saying is absolutely correct, because if you look even through social media and look at the deputy president's supporters, it's a foregone conclusion in their minds that he will win. They have no...
Exactly.
They have no inkling that there could be any possibility of defeat. It does not cross their minds. And if you look on the other side, it's a foregone conclusion that Ruto will be defeated. And they have no possibility that that could be. They are not even imagining that that could not be true. So everyone is walking into this match so certain of a win, no room for any loss.
In case they don't win.
And I see that's the danger you are pointing to. That expectation.
Exactly. Okay. In case you don't win and you have not united the country. That's what Kenyatta is telling you. I'm always, whether I remain alone defending Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, I don't care. You can insult me up to morning. What will you do? Will you kill my children and my grandchildren? I have 10 grandchildren. Will you kill them? No. I've seen all these things that Ruto is seeing today. Whether I remain alone to stand with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, if we lose, we shall move. But he wants to
And as you point those things, let me tell you, Dr.
He wants to live. No, wait, let me finish my point. He wants to live a united country. He wants to hand over a country that is united. That's why he brought the BBI. Jamen, even the Bible said, before you reach the tormentor, discuss with the tormentor. Before you reach the judge, discuss with your opponent. This matter is in court. But the judges here must save the country. This country cannot go to election with two sharp men on the ballot. None of them will accept defeat easily. Get my good English of Shakespeare, which I read.
I hear you.
Which I can write
your point
without looking at what I'm writing.
Is crystal clear this Monday morning. Yet in the backdrop of all that, Daktari, there is a looming crisis that is economic, bearing down on all of us. And we don't seem to be addressing it properly. In fact, if you look at our newspapers today, one talks about how taxes are pushing the cost of living. Another one talks about how there's a mountain of debt, how the government borrowed 3.3 billion per day in July and August. Another one talks about NHIF being broke. Another one tells us about, you know, the rising cost of fuel and maybe MPs convening to do something about it. The truth of the matter is the Mwananchi, while the campaigns are all going on and people are angling for seats and positions, we are really suffering down here at the bottom.
It is true.
You know.
But you are not, it is true.
And it also looks as if the politicians have lost the focus of what is really important right now.
It is true, but you are not alone. The whole world is suffering from the pandemic. The whole world. You are not alone. You are not alone in Kenya. Uganda is even calling. We are lucky in my country, Uganda. We have food. We don't import food. We are the only country in Africa that does not import food, my dear brother.
Yeah.
Why don't you clap for us? The country where your mother, where your mom came from.
I have relatives there, yes.
You
know, poking at me.
It is the only, my sister is watching me. It's the only country in Africa where we don't look for maize. We have plenty. And I can tell you the truth. I don't want to talk like a president. Mm-hmm. You know, that's how he talks.
But the rest of us are suffering.
Yes. The problem with this country is we have a lot of, for example now, we have a lot of corruption in institutions, like a National Cereals Board, which is supposed to buy the produce from the farmers. Someone is going to import maize because Uganda has plenty of maize, or Ethiopia, or no, not Ethiopia, or Tanzania, or Comesa, or Brazil, bring the maize. And then they don't. We don't look up. You saw the report, that the food that is rotten in Kenya can feed the 6 million people that are affected by drought. Isn't it? Didn't you see that report?
Yeah.
So what has made us even have problems, and you call poor, we are bad off? If you have food, would you be calling the government very stupid? No. Why people in Uganda don't revolt is they have food. If they have lost in an election, they go back home and eat and wait for another 5 years. Have you seen that? We have not. That is what people do. But when you don't have food and you are importing food, yet there is a way to make sure that food security in this country is made stronger. Uhuru suggested that people are corrupt. Who went and brought maize in the Rift Valley? Who brought maize? You know the person. Today we don't want to mention names. You know, people brought maize. The farmers in the Rift Valley started crying. They don't have this, they have maize in the homes. They have nothing to do with it. And someone has brought maize. We are very disorganized people. On the question of fuel, yes, I agree. The fuel taxes are too high. And the government should look into the fuel taxes. But it is the question, you blame Uhuru Kenyatta instead of blaming the MPs. This thing has been postponed from 2013, 2014, 2015, 2012, 2021 now. And it has dawned on us that the fuel is going to increase and increase and increase more. What the government should do, and the Minister of Energy or the petroleum or whoever handles this, people are just undermining the president, surely. They should go and call these oil companies and remove the taxation, propose a law that can take away some taxes. Some people are getting commission, Mr. President, commission in these companies that I'm handling fuel. What you are handling with fuel? There is a pipeline. You pump the fuel from Mombasa, let it go to Kisumu. What are you handling? What are you handling? Then you create a company there. I am handling this fuel. I need this percentage. It is also very bad. We should stand for people. People should not allow middlemen to be there to collect taxes, not to collect money. That only one company called KRA collect tax, but there are so many companies loaded on the fuel channel. Have you seen? There is something called NOC, Sijui that, another one there. Let's get this company, the fuel and the KRA only. The KRA takes tax, and the company that brings the fuel, that's it. Let the government reorganize that. The fuel will be cheaper. But there is someone, there is a way of institution. We have created too many institutions. As they said, too many cooks spoiled the...
Yeah. And sometimes they're all doing the same things.
Yeah, they are all doing duplication.
They're all duplication of duties, yeah.
of activity.
It is an issue.
In the oil industry, that to the level that the money has gone too high.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah, it's definitely a difficult time, because even in the face of that, you still see that one side of the country, there is drought all the way into Turkana County. Another side is grappling with now rainfall, and very soon we will hear about flooding. It's a tough time to be in. And if we talk about, like now, because it's a political happenings of the week, if we talk about the politics of alliances, you know, and people moving.
Which alliance? Which politics of alliance?
Politics of alliances. It's a season. Well, actually, you're in party A today, but tomorrow you're in party B.
No, it does. Yeah. You know why?
And before the end of next week, you're in party Z. And you're still at night with the...
Not for me. Have you ever seen me change from 2008?
No, I'm saying as an example. I'm saying...
No. Don't use that bad example. Because from 2007, I stood with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and William Samoei Ruto. I stood with them. I told the world that the ICC is stupid. They are fake. They
you did, and you almost got into trouble for that.
Yes. You are saying you owe me what?
Yeah?
What are you saying?
I said you almost got into trouble for that, for putting yourself out there.
Yes, I put my name out. Ocampo issued a warrant. Many people in Kenya here don't know that I was arrested by the directive of Saitoti. I was detained in Fairview Hotel for 3 days. under interrogation by ICC interrogators. I know their faces, their names, and everything. That is history. So I have never changed my position.
Yeah, so what do you say about those that do?
I have never changed my position.
In this season, what's your opinion about that?
Maybe to talk about Mudavadi, who changes the position, not me. Me, I am still with Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta.
Did he change position? He's being his own man.
Yeah, he has got, who? Mudavadi.
Yeah.
Mudavadi is the one who is running around. Can Mudavadi even win?
Some are saying
no, can Mudavadi win even half?
He is being touted as the alternative to the other two.
Which alternative? Which alternative? Apart from knowing economics, what does he know?
Sorry?
Apart from knowing some simple economics.
I think that's
what does he know?
A high boot, Daktari. Huh?
Yes. I am telling you, Mudavadi is supposed to be a bishop.
Jimmy
he
Wanjigi
should be in church. Who?
Wanjigi.
Jimmy Wanjigi can only trot in guns and other things. Not guns, sorry, in business. Jimmy Wanjigi can be a good minister of trade. Okay? He can be a good minister of trade.
Do you think somebody asked, is he campaigning?
If ODM goes through, let's get Jimmy Wanjigi. He will make business. He's a good businessman. But he cannot lead this country. He can be a good minister of trade and international trade. He's very good at that. He's a very clever guy. He has connections. Yes, Mukisa Kitui is a very good guy. Bright
and man. He left a very plum job to come and, put his credentials out there.
Yeah, and then he allowed himself to be done a very bad way, which is not, I've not met him to condemn him. He's a younger man. He's younger than me. I should.
Do you think, though, as Kenyans, we are ready for an issue-based discussion so that guys like Mukisa Kitui could be listened to?
You can listen to, but people don't listen to saliva only. Do people eat saliva? African politics, people don't eat saliva. Why Ruto is making people run around is he's giving money. But let Ruto be declared bankrupt. You will see how people run away from Ruto. They don't love him because he's Ruto. They love him because he's giving something in the church. Yeah, even the bishops will start condemning him. When you have seen politics, I have seen experience. But I'm telling you, you are talking about.
So it's simply the politics of money.
It is politics of money, of course. If you don't have the money, don't enter the race. Has Mudavadi got the money? People are listening to Mudavadi now because the race hasn't started. But when he flies with his helicopter and lands somewhere, they will demand the money. He will not have it. Mudavadi cannot win an election in Kenya. He can join. These guys, there are two people currently. It's a two-man horse. Two horse. It's Raila Odinga and William Ruto. That one is now clear. The rest of this can figure it around. For me on this side, and I'm always honest, this one, if I were a Kenyan voter, I would give Raila Amolo Odinga.
Really?
Man, yes, he has suffered.
Fair endorsements.
No. He has suffered a lot. Give him 5 years. Jermaine, let's be African. Give this guy 5 years. Give him. Then Ruto can come. Ruto is a very good politician. Ruto is a bottom.
There are so many people who are throwing things on the TV right now.
They can throw, but Ruto is a very good.
For just saying that.
Ruto, no, I don't care. I don't care. You can What you can insult me. So what will you get by insulting me? They insult me. In fact, I get 10,000 insults every day. But I'm not bothered. What will you change from me? Will you change my children and take them back to to where they came from? No. I have grown up children, 8 of them. They have produced others. What will you change from me, even if you insult me?
I hear you, Daktari. We have
Now,
got to
let
go.
me tell
We have
you.
a minute to 11.
Let me tell you. I have no. Let me finish this point. Dr. William Ruto is my friend. He's a very good politician, young man who can lead this country in the future. Let him give chance to an elder. Ajaribu to unite people. Miaka 5 peke yake.
Yeah, you know.
Amalize. That is how Africans, how we use
You know,
to
they
sort
say
our
that
problem.
politics
I am one of those who used not to like Raila Odinga. No,
Daktari,
listen. I am one
say,
of those who use. Listen to me first, brother.
Yeah.
I am one of those who used not to like Raila Odinga.
Yeah.
But on this one,
but like I'm telling you,
yes, on this one, I sympathize with him. Give him a vote. The guy has struggled before.
Yeah, as we come to the close, I've heard you, Daktari. But you know that they say that politics sio game ya kuachia mtu. Everyone has got to fight for their space, so I don't think...
Yeah, but if you are fighting and you are going to tear the country,
politics
you are fighting both of you.
Huh?
Why do you fight all the time?
So watu watapambana kisiasa. What's your parting shot in just 10, 15 seconds? What can you tell the people of this country this morning? What's the take home?
First of all, I'd like to tell the country that politics of unity of purpose, redemption strategy, healing. This country needs healing. This country needs to heal from the past. Let's not start the hate speeches that we see the rallies, everybody addressing in the rallies left and right. You need to heal. You need to make Kenya a better place by, if you lose an election, accept the defeat and go home. If you win, also accommodate. And finally, support President Uhuru Kenyatta to finish his term of office. Don't involve yourself in cutting him to pieces. Support him. Give him that element of respect. He's a head of state. There is only one head of state, Levy. We can't have two. And let the deputy president give the president respect, not to shout his name everywhere in Kiambu. Oh, Uhuru Ali gave Murathe and Atuju. His statements don't go well to some of the supporters, staunch ones, friends of Uhuru Kenyatta get annoyed. And they come back also hitting back at Ruto. So please, respect your president, respect your country. You have one country. Some of us who have suffered as a result of bad politics are telling you from the experience. So when you see me talk here, I talk from experience. I have suffered 37 years. I've struggled. I've brought parties. People are enjoying multipartyism because of my mouth. People are enjoying peace in northern Uganda because of my mouth. People are enjoying peace, no sanctions in Zimbabwe because of my mouth. And I will continue to work for Africa, continue to work for this East African region, continue to work for the Pan-Africanism that our founding fathers left for us. I salute and I'm humbled. Thank you. I want to greet the chairman of CAS and the whole entire team of the company CAS. Thank you very much for allowing us to publicize this TV worldwide. My shows are picked worldwide. In America, I found some people talking about my show, showing me then that I was there. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. This show is always very credible. God bless you.
Thank you, Daktari. Looking forward to more engagements in the future. Of course, as always, have a wonderful, wonderful morning, and thanks for speaking to us. Stay tuned for Ilosu coming up with Leah shortly, and have a blessed day.